Hello, and welcome to listen Pearls of Wisdom. And these thoughts are meant to be listened with idea that this is for me, the spirit, that eternal me that never dies. Even if the body goes, the eternal me who is here in the form of light. So if we can stabilize in the soul consciousness and listen to these beautiful thoughts, so this is the way to listen. Welcome.
Do you all know the rosary of your own virtues? To what extent are you adorned with virtues? Do you look at this portrait of yours? The Father was drawing the portraits like an artist draws a line. He was drawing your portraits with your lines of fortune. You too can draw your own portrait. You can draw a picture of your own fortune, can you not? In this picture, each virtue is like a diamond of a variety of forms and colors. There were 4 particular types of color. The 4 colors of the 4 main subjects were shown. The subjects are knowledge, yoga, virtues, and service. What is a color of someone who is an embodiment of knowledge? The color of someone who is an embodiment of knowledge is golden. What do you do when you sit here in remembrance? You have a red-colored light. The symbol for inculcation of divine virtues is a color white. By serving, you create greenery everywhere. This is what the 4 colors represent. Everyone's neck is adorned with diamond rosaries of these 4 colors.
That's a beautiful image, having different jewels around your neck, jewels of virtues, jewels of remembering the Father, jewels of service, jewels of knowledge. So all these jewels, they have a different sparkle. And it is good to remember that each of these jewels have their own meaning. We have points of knowledge, but what is also good and very important is to put them into practice. How they come into my life. And many times we might have very good ideas how I will be kind and vibrating peace and love. But then in a reality, it doesn't look like that. I have a lot of maybe collisions with others, and it looks like that there are some conflicts with others. So sometimes our thoughts and what comes into practice is not really aligned. So this is a moment to stop and think about what needs to be shifted. And maybe sometimes it's good to be a little bit like a businessman. The virtue of a businessman is that they tolerate failures. And that's why failure is not a failure, but it's a step to do towards the right way, to become experienced. And this spiritual wisdom, these jewels of knowledge of spirituality, they are like gems and thoughts we have to put into practice. And sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work. So it's very important to think about them, but also to put them into practice, how they are in my life. And remembrance and yoga we need for power. There is a moment that we think like, oh, things are not working the right way. And then we can really solve problems by thinking, what is the right jewel I need here? And not only the right jewel, but in that moment to have the connection to the Supreme. And that comes a beautiful life. Then we can see the service as green, as we heard in this, that service will be flourishing like a green field. And what is visible is all the virtues.
Why there is a difference between the rosaries of all of you? The difference is very small. Everyone thinks about it and everyone does it. But some think of it and do it at the same time. That is, their thinking and doing are simultaneous. Therefore, they are becoming complete. Others think and also do, but there is a gap between their thinking and their doing. It is similar to the difference between eating something hot and fresh and eating something cold and stale. There is a difference in the strength you receive from eating something fresh and something stale. No matter how delicious something is, when it is kept for some time, it does not give the same result as it would if eaten fresh. Second, because of the gap in time, problems come in the form of obstacles. Therefore, let your thinking and doing be simultaneous. This is known as making an instant donation and accumulating great charity.
Instant donation. Such a beautiful teaching within that. And making the thinking and doing the same. We have a lot of beautiful thoughts and dreams, but do we put them into action? And there is magic when the thinking and putting into action is simultaneous. And we are experienced that when we postpone things, chances they change and they become different. So just to maintain our own enthusiasm to really appreciate our thoughts. And if there's a gap, I'm not talking about my own experience, sometimes there's a gap and I don't know what to do. Maybe I'm afraid of failures, maybe I'm afraid of something, why I'm postponing. So then we need to solve that problem, why I'm postponing with something. And behind that usually is a beautiful diamond when we are just patient. So from this point, it gives a beautiful, beautiful inspiration to let things flow and to appreciate your thoughts and not to be too, how I say, sensitive. Sometimes things don't work, even if we put them into practice, but understand it that it's like a scientist work that we are also experimenting.
all these diamonds that are adorning the neck of the soul, the rosaries that you have received. Who has given you that rosary? Sometimes you are adorning yourself with the diamonds of knowledge, as you explained, and sometimes others are giving you blessings. Others are giving you thanks for being there, for being happy, being tolerant, for explaining how to do a certain activity. Sometimes you just are with your vibrations of peace and love, and many others around you are adorning you with blessings. So, one part of our practice today could be to realize how rich you are. At the center of that treasure of diamonds is not a human being, is not a physical image, is a tiny, tiny soul. The being of light is decorated with all that beautiful diamonds. And reflect today on how many others have been grateful to you in different areas in your life, whether it was for giving them some information or explaining them some knowledge, whether it was because you helped them with vibrations of peace. Accept the gratitude that the world around you is showing you. Did you ever consider that everyone in the world of souls loves you? They all see you as a brother soul. They all are grateful that you are now waking up and you are connecting to the Supreme Soul. You are also receiving blessings from the Supreme Soul. So today's attention can be on your powers, your virtues, the blessings you are constantly receiving from others for being engaged with a right task, for paying attention to the spirit. What do you think? What would you suggest for practicing today?
Such a beautiful moment to stop and see your own jewels you are surrounded with, and it's a moment to wake up. And truly today, I would concentrate from these jewels of knowledge to our thoughts and to see how they come into practice and really value in the state of self-respect your thoughts, your beautiful thoughts that you are creating with this knowledge.
Yes, thinking and doing today.
Yes.
Thank you. And we will meet again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.